Hey guys, so if you're a business owner, this is probably gonna be one of the most important videos you'll ever watch. And if you're not a business owner, I'd say click out of this video. It's probably not worth your time. But yeah, if you do have some type of business and you have not yet started hiring people overseas, I guarantee you, you are wasting so much money. So yeah, in this video, I'll tell you guys my entire story, how I went from solopreneur to building a team of over 20 people now. Last year, we did $2.5 million at about a 93% profit margin. And it really is all because of my overseas team. So we'll go through my journey of going from 0 to 20 plus overseas employees, where I hire from, what positions I actually recommend people to look for, how I find quality talent, how to delegate and get them doing the right tasks efficiently. And yeah, I guarantee you, if you guys have employees right now, you're probably overpaying. There's probably a lot of things you guys can do to maximize your return per dollar spent on payroll. And yeah, this video is gonna cover all of that. If you guys do want help finding the top 1% of talent overseas, more specifically in Indonesia, I really recommend using my company Paired Recruiting. We have a local recruiting team in Indonesia. We know exactly how to find the best talent. And so yeah, if you guys want to learn more, I'll put the link down below, paired.so. It's 100% risk-free, so you only pay if you actually successfully hire someone. Anyways, let's talk briefly about my whole story, how I went from solopreneur to actually building a real team of people that run my business. So I grew up in Palo Alto, which is in Northern California. My parents really wanted me to become a doctor, so I went to UCLA. I graduated with a degree in psychobiology and I applied to about 20 different medical schools. I didn't get accepted into any of them, so after that, I was like, I'm gonna start working for myself. I'm gonna be a solopreneur and I'm gonna start building my own businesses. Pretty much every side hustle or business you guys can think about, I've tried it. And yeah, in 2017, 2018, that's when I started this whole content business. I started off scripting, filming, video editing, everything myself. It was just me. After some time, I hired my first assistant. I hired my first video editors. And from there, I slowly built my team to where it is today. Hiring has been the best decision I've ever made for my lifestyle and business. It basically allows me to have my business run without me, directly working. And so if you really want to free up a lot of the daily tasks in your lives that you guys can't outsource, I guarantee you it's going to make your life a lot better. You're going to have a lot more free time. You'll be able to spend it with friends. And yeah, this is basically how I choose to run my business. I don't want in-person employees. I don't want to manage a team in person at some type of physical location. I want my entire team to be remote, overseas, and with that comes a reduced payroll cost, as well as way more time and location flexibility. Now, if you're wondering how much overseas talent actually costs, it's pretty crazy. So in Indonesia, where we hire, you can basically get someone for about $600 to $800 per month full-time. That's 40 hours a week. This is a really solid wage there, so it really is a win-win for everyone. And yeah, me and my business partner, we've tried hiring in pretty much every country in the world, and we found that Indonesia is the best. We'll talk more about why later on in this video, but for now, let's talk a little bit more about my hiring history and how I learned to actually hire the best talent. So after reading the book, Who Not How, that's when I decided I can't be a solopreneur for the rest of my life. I need to start really building out my team. So I hired Joey, who's now my COO, my Chief Operating Officer. And since then, we've hired so many people, we've made so many mistakes, we've hired amazing people, we've hired really awful people. And now we have a team of project managers, researchers, video editors, thumbnail designers, translators, and a lot more. So everyone in my business, they help me run the day-to-day operations. It's why I'm really able to output so much stuff. It's not just me, it's really a group of people. When it comes to hiring, it really is a time-intensive process, right? Hiring a good person, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of searching through people. And really the truth is, of 100 people that apply, maybe one is gonna be good. So it really is important to identify the top 1% or 0.1% of people that apply for a job and make sure you hire that specific person. If you don't hire that specific person, you'll probably run into trouble later on and you won't get the best fit for the job. And then once you hire someone, it doesn't end there. You need to really get good at delegating tasks to them, having SOPs, systems, and effectively managing and communicating with that person. It really is not just I hired someone really good, they're gonna take care of everything, it's gonna be all perfect. No, I wish it was like that, but unfortunately, it's not like that. And so yeah, it really is important for you guys to have systems set in place. So let's talk a little bit more about what countries I recommend hiring from. So obviously you guys have heard about hiring in the Philippines. This is a decent spot, although I will say I've not had the best experience there. People there are getting a little bit expensive since it is so mainstream. And while their English is pretty good, it just is not the best choice right now. There's also India, which I have not had the best experience with. Argentina is good if you want nearshore talent, so people people that are at a very similar time zone to you. But by far, the best is going to be Indonesia, and I am living proof of that. A majority of my team is from Indonesia, and I find that they are super hardworking, they're quite westernized, their English is really good, and they love these jobs. So if they work locally for local companies, they often don't get paid a lot at all. And so when they actually work for overseas companies that can offer a much higher salary, they are super appreciative, and they become really dedicated and loyal team members. Now, obviously, the most striking proposition for hiring overseas is the cost savings. As a business owner, of course, your net profit margin is quite important. And whenever I audit a business, I immediately go in, I look at their payroll, and I see how can we make this more efficient. For almost every single business out there are going to be roles that you can outsource overseas. And when you do that properly, you should be able to really reduce your payroll costs. For example, for everyone on my team, if I were to hire them in the United States, my payroll would be close to $150,000 per month. I would still be profitable, but it would definitely not be ideal. And these cost savings, people think, oh, it could be maybe a few $1,000s per year. No, it's a lot. It can be up to $50,000, $100,000 in savings per person per year. So let's say someone that you'd pay $60,000 per year to in the United States, you can probably find someone to do that exact same job with the same work ethic or better for under $10,000 per year. At Paired, most of the positions that we actually find for our clients, they're going to be between $600 to maybe $900 per month full-time. And these are people with really specific skills. They're great at English, they have great communication, they're loyal, and best of all, they are hungry. Now, moving on, a really common question I get is, Charlie, what positions should I hire for overseas? The short answer is any position, but there are a few key positions that I think are gonna really help serve your business. First is a project manager. So this is basically someone that's managing all the different projects within your company. They can do a ton of different things. They can manage other contractors. And having PMs within your business, at least for me, it's been a complete game changer. Another position that's sort of similar is a VA, except they're probably doing more basic tasks. But yeah, a virtual assistant is also an extremely good hire overseas. At Paired, we have access to the best VAs you guys could possibly find. And they can do things like go through your emails for you, do research, manage contractors, book travel for you, any daily tasks, and really free up a lot of your own time. I think any entrepreneur, they should have some type of VA that's always helping them out. Not only is that gonna help you out within your business, it's also gonna help you out in your personal life, because yeah, it's gonna reduce a lot of your everyday stress. We also hire a lot of video editors, graphic designers, as well as web designers. Anytime you're creating content, it's gonna be a job that you guys can easily hire out overseas. And also if you're trying to fill a higher level, C-level job, that's also a great choice for overseas people. You can save hundreds of thousands of dollars. We've done this within our own businesses. We have a head of operations for Paired that's actually in Indonesia. And guys, trust me, these people are so smart. They likely went to schools overseas. Their English is impeccable, and they have a ton of experience under the belt. But yeah, beyond that, we've hired developers, we've hired content managers, we've hired writers, really the list goes on. Now you're probably wondering, what jobs can I actually outsource overseas? And the answer is pretty much everything. If you think about it, the people that are looking for jobs overseas, they are just as smart as Americans. They may not be as good at English, but if you're able to find the top 1% of talent, they're gonna have really amazing English skills. So essentially, you're getting someone with the same brain who's quite westernized with top-notch English skills for maybe 90-80% savings. To me, this seems like the biggest cheat code ever. I don't see why business owners don't do this. And in fact, if you actually look at all the big companies in the world, they've been doing this for decades. It blows my mind that small business owners don't do the same thing, because at the end of the day, everyone wants to increase their profit margins, and the easiest way to do that is by reducing their payroll costs. That's why if you're watching this video and you have not yet started hiring overseas, I think you are doing yourself a huge disservice. I don't want to be mean, but if you can, I recommend go out and invest your time trying to find the right talent overseas, and that is going to massively impact the growth and trajectory of your business in a positive direction. I'm literally a living example of that. My companies have grown exponentially since I have started hiring overseas. And yeah, it just blows my mind that more people are not doing this. The common thing we hear a lot is, hey Charlie, I've hired overseas before. I didn't really know what tasks to give to them. And in the end, it just really wasn't worth the time. I've heard this experience a lot, and it does make sense because most people, they don't know how to properly use overseas talent. So if you're a solopreneur and you don't really know how to delegate, our company Paired, we can actually help you guys create SOPs, your systems, and we can really guide you along on that onboarding process. If you've already hired a lot of people in the past, you already know the importance of SOPs and systems. You know that creating a guidebook of all the different tasks within your company is so important. And yes, it does take a long time to get set up, but once you get it set up, you can basically hire anyone and get them on board way easier. I think another reason why people have bad experiences with overseas talent is they don't know how to find the best ones. There are a lot of really detailed things you need to look for when it comes to finding the right talent. It is quite a bit different than hiring locally because there are some very specific things you do need to look out for. And that's something that Paired is really good at. There are going to be a lot of really bad candidates that apply to your job, whether it's in the US or basically any other country you look at. What it really comes down to is sorting them out, shortlisting correctly, providing the right assessments, knowing what interview questions to ask, and really making sure that they are going to be the perfect fit within your organization. If you're able to do this correctly, it is so possible to find amazing superstar talent. Again, I say this with 100% confidence because I've literally done this myself. I have absolute rock stars within my team that I've found using Paired. And I think everyone watching this video deserves to have the same access to talent as I do. Another thing that I commonly hear is, hey Charlie, I want to hire overseas, but I don't know how I can trust the people over there since we are so far away. What I'll say is that people overseas are just as trustworthy or even more trustworthy than people in the United States. I actually think their work ethic is a lot better. And like I mentioned earlier in this video, people that find these jobs, they are so appreciative of them. Not only are they making way more money than if they were to work for a local company, but being able to work from home, it really is a blessing. And as a result, they really take these jobs seriously. And I really think it shows in their work. We recently had a client, he's hired 4 different people from us for his agency. He literally told us that hiring overseas has been the biggest game changer in his entire business and that he has no idea why he waited so long to start using Paired. So many clients have used Paired to hire multiple people because after their first hire, they're like, holy crap, this is the best thing in the world. This has freed up a lot of my time, or it's allowed me to take on way more clients. It's allowed me to bring in specific skill sets that I never thought I'd be able to afford. And so yeah, I'm not pitching this company because I'm a salesperson. I'm probably one of the worst salespeople in the world. I'm just so passionate about overseas hiring. I think our service is going to absolutely change your life. And like I said, it's a 100% risk-free guarantee. We do have an initial deposit that allows us to start the recruiting process, but that is fully refundable. And if we don't find you a successful hire, we will refund that fee for you. And so yeah, we are extremely motivated to find the absolute best superstar talent for your company. Because if we don't, then everyone loses. Yeah, we really stand by that 100% risk-free guarantee. Plus, we also guarantee our talent for 3 months. So if for any reason it doesn't work out, we will actually replace them for free within those first 3 months. If you've made it this far into the video, I know for sure you're a business owner and you're contemplating to yourself, why have I not yet hired overseas? My biggest message to you is, well, you need to start right now, because for every day, week, or month that you don't use overseas talent, you are wasting money, you're foregoing a lot of growth within your company, and you're missing out on the biggest cheat code that exists for US business owners. Do yourself a favor, hire your first overseas employee, use our service if you want. If you guys do want to talk more and learn how we can help you, if you guys go to our website down below and click on the Find Talent button, there's gonna be a short form for you guys to fill out. It takes just about 1 minute, and you can hop on a call with my team completely risk-free to learn how we can actually help you in your business. If you guys don't want to use this, that's totally okay. I just hope this video inspired you to actually go out there and find your first overseas employee, because I guarantee you, like I said, it's going to change your life. It's going to save you so much money. And yeah, I hope that's the main takeaway for this video. I really appreciate you guys spending so much time with me. I really hope the message came through. And if you guys found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. I do a ton of videos about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.